Morning boys, how's it going? Just wanted to show you what arrived for me recently in the post. Been searching for some bearings for quite some time. There's about 5 websites that I will use here in the UK. Then there's Amazon. Then there's a few websites from the US that I'll sort of look at, just sort of to find best prices really. And best prices I could find to order ACL bearings from here in the UK was approximately about £105. So after sort of exhausting all the options, I spotted some King race spec bearings on a website, but the price was really high. So I finally went over to a company in Florida called Race Engineering, and they effectively provide these bearings here, which are not the race spec, but they're pretty decent high-end bearings. The price I got for them with shipping was about £80 or $108 or €90. For Europe, it's actually a really good price, but for America, I had to pay the shipping, so it's not really a good price. So yeah, let's just run through them. The big ones here are called the main bearings, and they will sit on your crankshaft. So they will literally be placed between the cap and the crankshaft, just to keep just to keep it gliding really. They pick up their oil. I don't know where the oil comes through. There's some grooves for the oil, etc., and also in the crank. These are called the big ends, and literally where the bottom of the connecting rod jumps onto the crank, these are the boys that actually take care of that and obviously keep it smooth and gliding. Between your crank and your caps on the block and the machined sort of ridges for where the caps are, the thrust bearings sit. So they actually they literally just stop the crankshaft from thrusting forward or back. And especially this is relevant because if you imagine your flywheel and your clutch system, there's some forces on your crank when you engage in the clutch and you disengage in the clutch. So these kind of just sort of provide lubrication and sort of soften the forces involved there. It's all really just to mitigate your forces and to spread the loads. Normally it's like quite a soft metal that they're made out of. So yeah, so I picked these up from Miami, Florida. There's a gentleman called John that I spoke to, and you really won't believe it, but he sells a lot of his pistons and rods to Puerto Rico. And I might have said this before, but 1,500 horses they're getting from the 5E engines. And literally from the 4E-FTE, they're doing around about 800 horses. So I'm kind of guessing that that is basically because they're using race gas or ethanol or some sort of fuel that's resistant to knock. They've probably got some really good management with like a wideband knock sensor, etc. And then also they definitely would have the coil on plug conversion. Like I don't think you could literally have a distribution, because it doesn't, like it's all manual, so you can manually set your timing, but then it's set forever. Whereas with a good ECU, you can advance it, you can retard it on the fly really, and you can program that in. Yeah, so I'm thinking about the ECU that I've got. It's a very good system, but I actually think I might go ahead and look at the ECU Master Classic. I think it's got a few more fail-safes in it. What I like about it is in the ECU Master Classic, if it detects your oil pressure or going low, or your water temperature too high, it can put your engine into limp mode, and then you'll obviously know what's wrong with it when it goes into limp mode, because you can program different things. You can program like an engine check light to come on under certain circumstances. Yeah, and then you can. I think you can also get your engine to cut off. Like for instance, if there's a drastic drop in oil pressure, it'll just cut off, bang, and then you're like, okay, something's very wrong. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. But yeah, just thought I'd show this to you guys. Maybe run through how the bearings work. Wanted to say, if you've got any boost questions about the Toyota range of motors, like the 4E, the 4A, the GR, the 5Es, 4Es, anything, give me a shout, man. Drop me either a comment, and it'll be really cool to hear about the sort of the builds that you guys are also working on. Yeah, so until then, look forward to hearing from you guys. Please like and subscribe. Please support the channel just by essentially liking and subscribing, and we'll catch up soon. Peace out.